Alrighty fam, I'm back again with another video. So today guys, as you can see from the title, don't mind my broken nails, but anyway, as you guys can see from the title, I'm going to be doing a story time today guys. This is actually my very first story time on the channel, so yeah, I feel like we should definitely do more of these. So make sure you guys comment down below if you guys want me to do more story times. But anyway, the story time for today is going to be about basically me guys, just me. I feel like we don't really have too many like personable videos, you know, to let you guys, you know, get to know us better, get to know me better, seeing where I, you know, coming from, see where, you know, just more information about us as people and who we are, what we're about, what we do, etc, etc, or etc, etc, I don't know, whatever. But yeah guys, so I just wanted to do a quick story time with you guys, to pretty much let you guys know, you know, a lot more about me and where I come from and what I'm about and what I do, how I got from a certain position in my life to the position I'm in right now in my life. So I kind of just wanted, you know, like I said, just give you guys more about me as a person. So hopefully this video will help you guys get to know me better. So, you know, yeah. But I guess to start the story guys, basically, so for you guys who don't know, I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I am 28 years old. I was born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. Obviously I have two children, Daylin and Raquise. Daylin is 5 going on 6. Raquise is 10 going on 11. His birthday is next month. My birthday is April the 7th. Daylin's birthday is April 23rd. Raquise's birthday is February 15th. So basically, before, I would say probably back in 2011, maybe 2012, I was in college during that time. So mind you, when I had Raquise, I was still in high school. So I had Raquise when I was 17, so I was still in high school. I had to take probably a good month or two out of school. I actually had one of the teachers from school come to my house every day, and you know, we did, you know, lessons and stuff like that. She was basically like, you know, my at-home tutor or whatever. So yeah, I had Raquise when I was still in high school. Once I had Raquise, I went off to college. First I attended Midlands Technical College in Columbia, and then from there I transferred to Clark Atlanta University. When I went to college, Raquise went to go stay with his dad, who lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. So he kept Raquise while I was in school. So you know, I did my year at Clark basically, until I pretty much felt like, you know, I just, you know, didn't want to do the college thing. Like I was like, okay, I don't really want to be in college. Like I never really even wanted to go to college, to be honest with you guys. I just went because I felt like, you know, my family just kind of was, you know, on some, you need to go to college, you need to go to college. And I was just kind of just following, you know, what I was thinking I was supposed to do. You know, I was, you know, my mom, she's a registered nurse. So, you know, I was kind of always pushed to be a registered nurse, basically. But, you know, that type of stuff was, I never had a passion for that type of stuff. I never had a passion to be a nurse. I never had a passion to go to college. Like, it was never something I wanted to do. I've always, literally, probably since the day I was born, been an entrepreneur. I've always been, you know, wanting to have my own business and, you know, be my own boss. That's literally from as long as I can remember being my mindset. So that's pretty much what I did. But yeah guys, fast forward, I left Clark and I went to Charlotte. So I moved to Charlotte with my family at the time. And I spent a while living in Charlotte with my kid's dad. We were living at his mom's house. So of course, you know, situations like that aren't always comfortable, of course. So, you know, we were, you know, living at his family's house, living with them. You know, pretty much the whole time that I was in that situation, I was pretty much like, you know, I always wanted to move out. I always tried to like encourage him, like, you know, like, let's move, let's get our own place. Of course, it was like a lot of more or a lot more work that needed to be done as far as our income, as far as, you know, us and what we had going on to be able to make that move. But it was always like what I was like aiming, you know, what I was trying to do. But I always felt like that's not what he wanted to do. So you know, we never did it. Like, we never moved out. We just moved with them. They moved to like 2 different houses between the time I was like, you know, well, we lived in like 3 different houses, you know, total for like the time I was living with them. So yeah, we were, you know, we never really like branched out and got our own place. Now, you know, I had a problem with that because, of course, as a woman living with a man and his family, so it probably would have been a lot different if it was my family we were living with, but, you know, it wasn't. So I was, of course, uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to be laid up, you know, with somebody in a mama house. Like, no, like, who want to do that? Like, it was just uncomfortable all around whole time. So you know, so basically, like I said, we never you know, got the chance to even move out the house. I would say our relationship, like, we always been friends, we always been cool, but, you know, it was really never like a relationship, honestly. So, you know, I never really like experienced in that relationship. Mind you, I've only been in 2 real relationships in my whole life, which was him and then my boyfriend after that. So, like, those are the only 2 relationships I really even know. Like, you know, so that relationship in particular, like I say, it was not really a relationship. So, you know, it was just me and my baby daddy, and we just lived with his mom. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. So it wasn't really nothing deep. So while I was living with them, I started my own business. Like, this is my first time actually starting my own business. I started a phone case business. So, like, I was making like custom phone cases, like, from scratch. So, like, before custom phone cases was popping, I promise you, like, I was on a wave. Like, my phone cases was lit, like, literally. Like, I was charging like $50 a phone case, but I was hand making the phone cases. So I would literally like order like the blank cases from like Amazon and stuff, or eBay, or wherever I got them from. And I would order like the Swarovski crystals and all like the little accessories to go on them. I would basically sit there for like an hour or 2 hours. It would probably take me to make a case. So obviously that's why I charged $50 for it. But yeah, just sitting there, you know, putting all those crystals on it, it just took a long time, like, to make the cases, but they were worth it. Like I said, they were definitely worth it. So that was like my very first business. So while I was living with them, that's pretty much what I was doing for my own income. At a certain point in time, I was basically just selling my cases to make money. I wasn't really working at first. So yeah, I was like selling my cases to make money, and I was booming them. So, you know, don't sleep. Like, cases was going, like, they was out the window, like, for real. So yeah, that was lit. You know, that was lit. So pretty much after I started my little phone case company or whatever, I kind of branched off. It was probably like a year later. Yeah, probably like a year later, I actually started a clothing line. So in 2014, I started a clothing line. Because for one, like I said, phone cases, it was just something I like learned how to do, and I was good at doing it. So obviously I was making money from it, so it was cool doing that. And then I started kind of like doing more like blinged out stuff or whatever. So I had like a whole, you know, business with like blinging out stuff. So that was pretty dope. That was pretty cool. But like I said, I branched off into a clothing line like a year later. So the clothing line was popping too. Like, I started my clothing line in 2014. And it was lit. Like, honestly, clothes was like really my main thing. Like, that was like before I was, you know, started going to college for whatever I was even in college for. I was in college for some shit I didn't even care about. But yeah, before any of that, like, I love clothes. Like, I just love clothes. Like, I love making clothes. I love designing clothes. I've always designed my own clothes. Like, before I started a clothing line, like, my whole life, I've always made my own clothes, designed my own clothes. I would come up with an item, and people always stop me all the time, like, where you got that from? Like, you know, I made it. I was on the I made it wave for a long time. Like, for years I was like designing my own clothes, but I wasn't like looking at it as starting a clothing line. It was just something I would just do. Like, I would love to go buy an item, and still do to this day. Like, I would literally go buy an item from somewhere, and I alter it however I want to alter it, like, to make it to my liking, like, no matter what it is. But I just love, like, you know, like I said, just designing clothes all around. So I started me a clothing line in 2014. So that was cool. Like I said, the clothing line was running great. Like, everything was great. I was making money from the clothing line. I was like just really running it up. So I was doing both until eventually I kind of like stopped doing the cases. I was like, you know, the case was just taking me so much longer to do. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna just stick to just doing, you know, just the clothes. Like, I'm gonna just let the cases go. You know, I'm just stop doing that, because it was just like, it was way too time consuming basically, and I didn't have the time anymore at that point. So yeah, I was really just like kind of booming the cases, just doing really well with the cases. After I pretty much like started my clothing line, you know, like I said, I was still in Charlotte, still living with him and his family. You know, and they were always supportive of me, you know, and what I was doing. So I wouldn't, you know, hold that back from them. Like, his family has always supported what I did. Like, especially his mom. Like, she always, like, supported everything I did. Like, she supported my phone cases. She would help me, like, find stuff and buy stuff for the phone cases. When I started my clothing line, like, I had to do, like, pop-up shops and stuff a lot. So she would always come to my pop-up shops. She's, like, very good at baking. So she always, you know, like, brought, like, cupcakes and stuff like that to my pop-up shop. So just whatever I needed help with, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever I needed help with. They would always, you know, support me, help me, whatever I needed help with. But at the same time, I know they probably, well, I'm not gonna say probably, I know they weren't, like, really, you know, cool with me being there and not probably having, like, a real job, because pretty much everybody else in the house, you know, went to work, but I was just, you know, on my business thing. So I don't think they ever knew how much money I was, like, actually making from it, honestly. They probably thought it was just some type of, like, little side, like, oh, she's getting, you know, she's getting something, you know. But no, I was really getting a bag, like, for real. So, but I never expressed, like, how much money I would make. If I had to help with something, I'll help, you know. It was just, you know, it was just what it was. But yeah, so I pretty much started my clothing line business. And like I said, from there it was really cool. It was really cool doing that. Like I said, I loved it all around. Loved it. Still love it. So I think it was like a 2000, we're gonna fast forward to like 2000, I believe 14, no, 13. Well, what was it? I guess 13 too. So I guess it was still 2013. Either way, yeah. So I know, yeah, it was 13. Like the end of 2013. So basically I got pregnant for a second time with Daylin. So yeah, after I got pregnant with Daylin, it was like mind you, of course, it wasn't planned. Marquise wasn't planned, but whatever. But yeah, I got pregnant with Daylin, so it was like obviously a shock. Obviously we weren't ready. Obviously we were still in his mom's house, you know, with already our one child, and you know, had whatever we had going on. So of course I was like, okay, baby number 2 though, like, bruh, like. But yeah, like I said, we, you know, it wasn't planned. We, you know, whatever. But I mean, it ended up being what it was. But we pretty much, at that point, I just felt like, okay, at this point, like, my nigga, like, we got 2 kids now. Like, we really gotta go. Like, I've been trying to get us to move out with, you know, with having our kids, but now we really got to go. Like, we got 2 kids, baby. Like, come on, like, what we doing? Like, you know, that's just what it was. But like I said, it was just kind of crazy. Like I said, once I got pregnant with Daylin, I was like, okay, I was still running my little business and all, but I was like, I need, like, I was on my own personal, you know, thing going on, when I was like, okay, I gotta, whether you gonna move with me or not, but I gotta get, you know, I gotta get my own place. Like, I gotta, you know, I gotta have more, I gotta do more. Now I have 2 kids, and I can't be sitting in somebody's mama's house with 2 kids. Like, I just refuse, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it was. So I had a job at Victoria's Secret, and I also had a job at Buffalo Wild Wings in Charlotte. So I was working like 2 jobs at that point. Of course, still running my little business or whatever, like just doing whatever I had to do to keep my, you know, keep me straight, keep what I had going on good or whatever. And it was like, I had Daylin again April 2014, and it was literally April, May, I think in June, it was like June of 2014. This girl like hit me up on Facebook, and she was like, yeah, woman to woman, I'm just letting you know that me and, you know, your dude or whatever, been dealing with each other like for the past 6 years. So I just thought I just needed to let you know, because, you know, I'm tired of him playing games. Y'all, I was like, past 6 years, baby, I only knew him for 6 years. Like, what? Like, what? Y'all know I went off. Like, went off. Like, I couldn't believe that, y'all. Like, for one, it's not like I was so surprised that somebody like hit me up and said something, because our relationship, like I said, it wasn't a real relationship. Like, the way we would sleep with each other in the bed, the way we would, like, we literally slept like with our backs turned. Like, mind you, again, this is my very first relationship, so I never was used to like sleeping with a man, like sleeping with him, like, you know, like, no, like, I thought that's how people sleep. Like, you get in the bed, y'all turn y'all back. Like, that's what I knew. Like, I didn't know any better, so I thought that was okay. It wasn't like until I got into another relationship where somebody told me like, why are you sleeping with your back to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you sleep like that? And I'm like, oh, that ain't how I go. Like, oh, my bad. Like, oh. But yeah, y'all, I was like, girl, like, I I was so mad. I was so mad. I just immediately called him and cussed him out. Like, mind you, he was at work, so I'm at the house with his mom. She runs like a business, you know, out of their house. So she was downstairs doing her thing. I'm upstairs, like just doing whatever I was doing, chilling, whatever. And I know I just called him and I went off. Like, I started yelling, I was screaming, I was going off, like, until she like came upstairs, like, you know, like, what is going on, da, da, da. And I told her, I was like, you know, this happened, whatever. So she was like, wow, you know, like, you know, whatever. So we had a little talk about that or whatever. And at that point, y'all, I was like, okay, this is just not what it is. Like, this is just not it. Like, for one, I'm pregnant. Well, I just had a baby like literally a couple months ago. We have a whole newborn right now. You got some girl on my phone talking about y'all been dealing with each other for 6 years. Maybe I only knew you for 6 years. So that means I came into a situation, you already had a situation going on. You kept the situation going on the whole time I like been dealing with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to be here anyway. Like, it's uncomfortable for me living here anyway. Like, everything about this whole situation is a whole dub. So I was like, listen, whatever. I literally packed up all my stuff, like, right after that, next day, whatever, like, right after that, baby, I was out of there. It probably took me like, well, a few days. Of course, I had to really like get my mind right and try to figure out my next move or whatever. But I was like, yeah, I'm not about to stay here. Like, I gotta go. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is dumb. So that's what I did. Like, literally a few days later, I literally packed up my whole car in Dayland. I left for our keys because our keys is was he in school? I think he was in school or daycare, whatever. But he was already like locked in. You know, I didn't want to like pack up everybody and be trying to move and figure something out. Like, I didn't even know where I was even going. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was I had to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. So I packed up me and Daylan and our stuff and I left. I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm out. I called my aunt or whatever. Well, before I left, I had applied for a job. I think like Wells Fargo or whatever, and I ended up getting the job. So like literally it only took like I think it was like a week process of me actually relocating from Charlotte back to South Carolina. So yeah, I ended up getting the job or whatever. So I was like, okay, I got a job locked in. Okay, cool. I got my car, you know, I had just got my car or whatever. Okay, cool. So I said, all I gotta do is, you know, get me a crib now. So I called my aunt and I was like, you know, can I just, you know, stay with you for a little while until I get my crib? I was like, I'm just trying to, you know, just give me like just a little bit of time. Let me just stack my little money up so I can go get me a little crib. I was like, that's all I need, you know, whatever. So of course my auntie was like, of course, you know, whatever. So me and Daly went to stay with her for a little while or whatever until, you know, I was pretty much like, you know, gathering my little checks up or whatever. So at this point, y'all, I stopped doing the clothes. So obviously I couldn't focus on even doing clothes right now. And I'm like, okay, now I'm in a position so I gotta figure some shit out. So that's pretty much what it was. So I wasn't like doing the side business no more. Obviously I had quit my jobs because of that. So now I'm like, okay, let me just, you know, focus on getting me right first, and then I can, you know, focus on my businesses and everything else, whatever. So yeah, so I packed up, moved to South Carolina. Me and Daylan, whatever, stayed with my auntie a little while. She, you know, let us stay with her while I got my little stuff together or whatever. So pretty much, like, as soon as I moved back, you know, I had like this one friend in Columbia that was like my best friend. But not like, that was my best friend, like a guy best friend. This was literally my best friend, like my best friend. I met him when I was like 14. We met each other. I was 14. I mean, he's like what, 16. And we were tight like ever since we met each other, like literally. So that was my best friend since I was 14 at that point. So we have like an over 10-year like friendship type shit. And he lived right down the street from my auntie's house. So of course, you know, my auntie, like, she a little older or whatever, and you know, it was kind of boring, honestly, to like, you know, just be at the house all the time, not really doing nothing, you know, just, you know, whatever. So I would like just go down the street to his house and just like chill with him or whatever. I would just, you know, go just pull up just to chill, like just to hang out, just have something to do. Because mind you, when I was living in Charlotte, like, I never went anywhere at all. Like, I never went anywhere. I never went out. I didn't have no friends there. And the only time I even went somewhere was like I would go somewhere like with his sister or whatever. But I literally never went anywhere, never did anything. I was just literally a homebody, like just having no life, like not doing nothing, like just bored, like just miserable. Like literally, y'all, seriously. So like I said, so this is my first time feeling like I felt so free now. I felt like, okay, I'm like dead, like I'm dead free now, like I'm literally free now. Like that's literally how I felt. I was like, I'm so free now. So from there, I pretty much, like, you know, like I said, I was go pull up on him just to hang out and have fun. I was seeing like all my old friends again. Like I just felt, you know, I just felt free. I just felt like, oh, like it's lit. Like I'm free. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm out here. Like I'm out here, baby. I'm out here. Like for real. So, you know, I had a whole new, like, you know, mindset going on. I was like, you know, I'm about to, you know, I gotta worry about me and my kids at this point. Like everything else don't matter. Like nothing else matters right now. Just me and my kids, me getting right, me handling my business. That's all I cared about, and that's what I was doing. Like I was handling my business. So, you know, literally I think I was at my auntie house for probably only a good month or two. Like it wasn't that long. I was only there for like a month or two. And then I finally, you know, I got approved for my first apartment or whatever. So of course, you know, I moved to my apartment and everything, so I was getting that right. But at the same time, I was still, you know, I was still pulling up on my best friend or whatever, like chilling with him, just hanging out, you know, because it was always love, it was always good vibes, it was always fun. So, you know, we was doing that or whatever. So it was like, fast forward, like me in this situation going, like I said, going to his house all the time. Like it just started getting a little deep because, like I said, mind you, he's a handsome guy. So like as friends, people always thought we liked each other, or we always dated, or they always thought something was going on with us. Like people always thought something was going on because obviously I'm not the worst looking and he's a handsome guy, and they're like, y'all only friends. Like I don't believe it, you know what I'm saying? It was that type of situation going on, but we literally were always just only friends. Like I never even liked him like that, like at all. I was just like, people like, oh, that's your boyfriend? And I'd be like, ew, no, like no, like what, like nah bro, like y'all chilling. But yeah, but it was like that. So basically, like I said, me just going over there all the time. So I don't know if it was me just being vulnerable, because again, this was only a few months after. So this is only, dating was still like what, 3 months at this point, 3 or 4 months at this point, you know what I'm saying? So when me and him like actually started dealing with each other like on a serious level, like it just really happened out of nowhere. Like I can't even really explain it. It's just something that just happened out of nowhere. Like again, I don't know if it was because me being vulnerable and, you know, whatever or what. I mean, I don't know, it just happened. All I can say is it happened, and that's just what it was. It just happened. So me and him like started talking on a serious level. I'm just over there every day at this point, like seriously, like, and it was cool. Like I said, I liked it because it was like, of course, for one, it was somebody new, you know what I'm saying? So it was already cool just because it was somebody new, but at the same time, it was somebody new that I already knew and I've already known for so long. It just seemed right, you know, it just seemed right. It just seemed like the perfect situation. Everything just seemed right. So, you know, that's what it was. Like I said, it only took like, you know, a few months. I would say like by like the end of the year, so pretty much like the end, yeah, it's like the end of the year. I'll say we pretty much like started officially, like we made it like official, like you know, we date. Cause I think it was like November of like 2014. He was like, you know, you want to make it like, you want to be my, yeah, you want to make this official, you know, basically. And I was like, you playing? Like you playing? He's like, no, like I'm serious. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like let's do it. Like, so that's what it was. So we did that. So we made it official. So we, in my eyes, were officially dating or whatever. So it was only like, you know, like I said, again, I had my new apartment or whatever. So only like a few, I'm not even say a few. It was only like a month, like probably a month into us officially dating now. Whoo, Lord, y'all. Sorry, this thing just fell from the TV. Lord, that just scared the shit out of me. But okay, but yeah, so it was only like a month. To where so I think I put him on like my Instagram or something. I put him on Instagram. It's like my man crush Monday one day, and this girl texted him and she was like yo, like what is this? And mind you, I know this because I went to his phone one day or whatever and saw it, like way later though. But yeah, she texted me, was like, yo, what is this? And he was like, oh, that's just my homegirl. Y'all, like, you're what? Boy, what? Like, had me all the way messed up. But yeah, so he told this girl I was just his homegirl. But mind you, I didn't see this until like way later. So obviously with me saying I went to his phone, like I didn't get to the point where I felt like I needed to do that until like way later, when I was like, okay, something not right here. Like something like shit is not adding up. Shit is not right. Like this is not like what I thought it was gonna be. You know, we pretty much got to that point. But yeah, so obviously that was like red flag number one. So that's the first thing like I ever seen, like ever. That was my very first thing that I've ever seen him do, say, whatever that like made me feel some type of way. So of course, like I said, that was like red flag number one. So I'm over here like, don't try me like that. Like I would never even put you on my Instagram. You about to tell somebody I'm your friend. Like, baby, what? Like, yeah, had me all the way messed up. But yeah, y'all, so basically like I said, you know, it was just downhill from there. Basically it was just downhill from there. So of course in my head I'm thinking like, oh, I'm now dating my best friend. It's about to be so cool, so fun, so everything. This is just so, just, you know, happily ever after. You know, that's what I thought. But that's not what it was. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it was. So again, like I said, I was in my new apartment now. So now he was coming over, you know, to my place and chilling, and we just kicking it, hanging out, whatever. And then it was like again, you know, a few months after that, you know, I pulled up on him one day. I think I got off work and I pulled up on him one day. No, I'm lying. I didn't pull up. He actually caught me. He caught me and he was like, I'm about to, I'm going, I think he said he was going, I don't know if he said he was going to California, or I don't know if he said he was actually moving or something. I think he said he was like, I think he said I'm moving though. I think he said I'm moving or whatever. And I'm like, okay, oh, well, you know, okay, like, well, that's what's up. Like, where you going? He's like, oh, I'm about to move to California. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, like, when you leaving? Today. Boy, what? Like, this man literally was like, oh, I'm leaving today. I was like, okay. Obviously, people don't just, you know, up and just leave, like, and say I'm moving today and make that decision that same day. So obviously this is something that he, you know, obviously was already planning, but again, I didn't know that. He didn't tell me none of this. But yeah, so the man, like, definitely packed up and was already packed. I'm sorry, he was already packed and I didn't know it. But he definitely packed up and left and went to California. So I'm over here like, okay. So mind you, we didn't like break up or anything. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, because he was basically on some shit like, you know, I'm just going out here to, like, you know, make me some money, do this and that, handle some business, you know, whatever, but, you know, I'll be back type of thing. So it wasn't supposed to be like permanent. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. So I'm thinking we still, you know, we still in a relationship. I'm still on, you know, I'm still over here doing, you know, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like handling my business, whatever, cool, whatever. So fast forward only like a few months later, literally not even a few, probably like 1 to 2 months later, he, like, you know, hit me back from out there and was like, you know, I'm coming back or whatever. It's not working out here. Shit ain't going right, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But mind you, at this point, like, his apartment he left, he, like, actually left. Like, he actually left his apartment. So he's no longer a resident at that apartment. So by him moving back, meaning he has to move back with me because he got nowhere else to stay, basically. So that's what happened. You know, he moved back with me. So now he's, you know, now he started living with me or whatever. And you know, again, at first it was cool. But this is before the whole I went through your phone thing. I didn't see that till he had came back from Cali or whatever the first time. But yeah, so yeah, it was, like I said, it was cool at first. But then, you know, shit just started going real left. Like, it was awkward. Like I said, when I would just come home, like, he would just be there. Like, he wasn't working or anything. So he was kind of just at the house, like, just not really doing anything. So, you know, I think he was like, well, he said he was trying to find a job, but I'm not really sure about that part either. But he was just there. Basically, he was just there. So I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm still doing, you know, what I'm doing. But he was just kind of just there, and it was just weird because you know, like I said, it didn't seem like he was like trying to, you know, find a job or trying to do anything. It was kind of just like, you know, we ended up starting to argue a lot all the time because he would, like, you know, go in the room, like, he wouldn't even be around me. Like, it just got weird, like, so quick, like, and I didn't even know why. I'm just like, what the hell going on right now? Like, I come home, like, you know, you in the room all day, you stay away from me, you don't really talk, you know. It just really got weird, like, just out of nowhere. So obviously he had his own, like, personal things he must have had going on, I guess, but it didn't have nothing to do with me. So of course I'm just like, well, why am I getting treated all crazy because you got some shit going on? You know, they ain't got nothing to do with me. But yeah, it went left quick, got weird quick, all of that real quick. But I know one situation in particular that happened. You know, like I said, this is still freshly kind of in this apartment. You know, we was in here a long time. This was like happening so fast. Like, everything was happening like by the month. Like, it was happening so fast. I think it's one situation that happened with my kid's dad or whatever, him and some girl he was like dealing with or whatever. And I think I said something because, like, me and the girl were like cool with each other. So he started like dating somebody I was like, I consider a friend, you know. So I said something to him about it or whatever. Not like, you know, not like, oh, rah or nothing. It was just like, oh, like, y'all wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wrong for that, she wrong for that. That was it. It was just like a whole, like, I'm just saying y'all wrong for that, just to let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he, like, told him, you know, that I made that comment. So I remember the night I was like in the living room and I was sleeping or whatever, because obviously for some reason we were also sleeping in different rooms. Like, listen, it was so weird, y'all. But yeah, I was sleeping in the living room on the couch with him, and I think he was like in a room. So all I know is I woke up to some water in my face and my stomach hurting because this man literally threw water in my face and like threw a glass at me. Like, he like threw the water and then threw the glass. So the glass like hit me, and it was a glass, so it hit me in a glass cup, so it hit me in the stomach like super hard. So I just woke up like with a wet face and like my stomach hurt, like what the fuck, bruh. Like, he like all in my face like, oh, you texting your baby daddy because he got a new girlfriend, like, why you worried about them? They just going off. And I'm like, what? Like, this what we arguing about? Like, what? Like, So that whole situation was just crazy. So that was like the first time like an actual like situation happened. Like that was the very first time like something like that actually happened. So of course I was like shocked for one. So I'm like, did this man just really throw a cup at me? And like, did this man really just disrespect me like that? Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, bro. Like, but he did. And again, you know, from there, like it just continued to go left. Like it didn't get any better. It continued to go left. So yeah, like that was crazy. So from there, like listen, when I say it just continued to go left, it continued to go left.